tomorrow people are going to be saying all the things that they said after your previous defeat.
We can't
How
worry
do you
about
handle
what people
that?
say. It's about how you see yourself. Thank you.
At this point, you have to try and take any positive you can, and it's difficult because the start was disastrous.
I know my boundaries. I know my boundaries.
The temperature spiked the moment Anthony Joshua snapped after Jake Paul pulled out. Joshua made it clear that while he was out earning his spot, Jake was playing games. Now he's warning Jake directly. He sees him as a joke, a problem waiting to be crushed.
I've been that guy. While you was at home doing this, I was in the club.
Eddie Hearn calling the withdrawal ludicrous shows how chaotic the entire situation has become. Netflix, MVP, everyone put major money on the line. And now the pressure is suffocating Jake Paul. So many voices say he can't back out, not after all the hype. That's why he's suddenly pretending he's still committed.
To pull out with all the money that's been spent and for squeaky bum time is not the way forward. And I think Jake Paul's game.
Johnny Nelson sounding the alarm proves how deep this mess really goes. If he's calling for an inquiry, it means people aren't buying Jake Paul's story at all. Everyone feels something is off. Jake is hiding behind excuses again. Joshua stayed ready, trained hard, and prepared for war. Jake invited chaos the moment the pressure hit him. Fans want answers, not excuses.
Unfortunately, there is going to be there needs to be an inquiry straight after this. Why? What? But that's what I'm hearing. The news is as fresh to me as it is you. I'm quite sure when this goes out, it'll be all over the place.
Shin pointing out the size difference alone shows how nightmare-like this matchup is for Jake Paul. Joshua has never entered a fight with this much physical dominance. Shin understands exactly what that means. The only believable outcome is Joshua walking Jake down and smashing him. That's the danger Jake saw and feared long before the pullout chatter began.
Discrepancy. Joshua's never enjoyed a size benefit like he has going into the fight with Jake Paul. And the only thing about it that could be real or look real or sound real is if he goes out and he plans and he threatens and he does the best of his ability.
Tom Little's comments strike the heart of the issue. He admits Jake Paul can fight a bit, but when the real test comes, he believes Jake folds. And right now, it feels like that moment already arrived. Joshua is a different world from the opponents Jake usually picks. Tom questioning whether Jake quits only makes his hesitation look more real.
If it's a real, I'm not saying he can't fight, I'm not saying he's rubbish, I'm not saying he's useless, but we will see how good he is. And if I'm right in what I'm saying, he'll quit.
Hearing Jake Paul admit he's a little scared says everything. He knows Joshua has real heavyweight knockout power, not YouTuber-level sparring. Mentioning Usyk, Klitschko, and Ruiz shows he realizes he stepped into a world he doesn't belong in. That fear is exactly why this pullout drama began. Deep down, Jake knows Joshua is too much.
With fights that have literally ended in seconds. He's fought legends: Klitschko, Usyk, Ruiz, Ngannou.
Biggest shot I have seen live.
Not gonna lie.
Johnny Nelson being shocked shows how far Jake Paul's stock has fallen. He expected better. Instead, Jake created a mess that now looks pre-planned. Something rattled him, something behind the scenes. And the timing makes it obvious. Joshua's presence alone was enough to make Jake rethink everything. Instead of stepping up, he stepped back.
You know, like we don't know about that. Really, really rattled him for him to think of and plan doing something like that.
Yeah, because we see things.
Eddie Hearn saying Jake Paul is stubborn explains why everything blew up. Jake doesn't understand the business scale behind a fight with Joshua and acted without thinking. Eddie making it clear they're not playing shows how serious this was for everyone except Jake. Joshua stayed professional. Jake turned it into chaos the moment reality hit him.
And you know, he doesn't understand what the business means to us. So, you know, again, this is not something that we do often, but we're not fucking around.
Joe Rogan calling this a dangerous matchup shows how real the threat is. Joshua doesn't just win, he destroys people. What he did to Francis Ngannou is still one of the scariest moments in heavyweight history. Jake walking into that kind of power was never going to end well. When Rogan asks, "Do you want that smoke?" he already knows Jake doesn't. Jake saw the clips, heard the warnings, and felt the danger long before this drama began.
Dangerous fight.
Yeah.
Because Joshua's going to try to make an example out of him, for sure.
And will.
I mean, Anthony Joshua's one of the biggest one-punch KO artists. What he did to Francis Ngannou, good lord.
Yes.
Do you want...
Alexander Usyk saying we need to pray for Jake Paul tells the whole story. When a man who beat Joshua twice warns Jake about danger, you know the levels are worlds apart. Usyk knows Joshua can destroy Jake whenever he wants. Saying he'll pray for him is not a joke. Jake heard that and the fear only grew. Joshua is in a different universe.
It's true. It's business, more money. Only this.
So we need to pray for Jake Paul.
Yes. I will pray Jake Paul because I want fight with Jake Paul.
Frank Warren calling this a car crash sums up the picture fans already see. The world knows this fight is chaos, and people only want to see how bad it gets for Jake Paul. Warren questioning whether Jake can even do it shows there's no confidence in him at all. This isn't a competitive matchup, it's a spectacle. Joshua is the car, Jake is the wall, and we all know the result. Jake sensed that and began pulling back.
Can he do it or not? This is a car crash, and people will watch it, because that's what people do at car crashes. That's what it's in.
Carl Froch breaking it down makes the situation look ridiculous. Jake has never fought a heavyweight, he lost to Tommy Fury, a cruiserweight not even British level. Now compare that to Joshua, a big punching world-class heavyweight. Froch is right, no one can take this seriously. Jake built confidence beating mid-level names, but this is a monster leap. Froch calling him fake Paul only adds more pressure Jake couldn't handle.
AJ's a big punching heavyweight, and fake Paul's never been in with a heavyweight. Like I said earlier, he lost to Tommy Fury, a cruiserweight. He lost to him. Tommy Fury's not even British level. So you can't chuck fake Paul in with Anthony Joshua and take it serious.
David Hay saying Jake Paul is only 15 to 20% of Joshua shows the massive gap. Joshua is a true heavyweight specimen, size, power, technique. Hay has fought giants, so when he says the difference is huge, it carries weight. Standing next to Joshua alone drains confidence. Jake heard all these warnings, and that's why his behavior shifted when the fight got close.
Jake Paul can come 15-20% in regards to Anthony Joshua. He's a completely different specimen. Look, you'll see what it looks like when they stand next.
Froch laying it out so clearly exposes the truth. Even past his peak, Joshua is a different level, precise, powerful, ruthless. Jake has never faced anything like this. Losing to Tommy Fury shows he's not ready. The pressure is crushing him and everyone sees it. Joshua's skill and power make this look like a one-round nightmare. Froch exposing Jake's weaknesses explains why the pull-out talk started.
When he touches him for the first time with a pair of 10-ounce gloves on, he's going to get the fright of his life. That's me, somebody. Don't worry about it.
Tony Bellew makes it clear. Jake Paul may have a little talent, but Joshua is in another galaxy. The warning is real. Underestimating Joshua is deadly. Everyone knows Jake isn't ready for a legitimate heavyweight. The fear and hesitation are showing. Joshua has faced champions, Jake hasn't. The panic in Jake's actions is becoming impossible to hide.
I actually believe he's better than what people think he is.
He is better than people think he is, but doesn't mean you can take on the former unified heavyweight champion of the world. I know some white collar fighters who are really good, but you ain't getting in with me, and I'm 42. I'll take your whiskers off your chin.
Derek Chisora calling this an easy fight for Joshua sums up the truth. Jake is completely out of his depth. Even imagining him standing with Joshua looks absurd. The pull-out rumors began because Jake realized the danger he's in. Chisora saying Joshua will smoke him shows how one-sided this is. Joshua's power, reputation, and IQ are a nightmare Jake can't escape.
Easy fight for him. And I think it should be laid to rest, because I don't think AJ's going to go in and try and pat. AJ's going to smoke him.
Logan Paul highlighting the massive gap between them and Joshua makes the contrast brutal. Calling Joshua a sculpted gladiator shows how intimidating he really is. Standing next to him, Jake's confidence evaporates. That's why the drama started. Joshua is a former champion with real knockout power and experience Jake has never faced. It's a nightmare matchup, and Jake knows it.
Experience difference, Anthony Joshua was a former heavyweight champion who's knocked out heavyweight champions.
Has he ever tried like Ozempic or Manjaro?
This is a guy who is already perfect.
Okay.
He's perfect.
Okay.
He's like, if you could sculpt like a perfect gladiator human being, it's Anthony Joshua.
Adam Smith breaking the fight down shows Joshua's dominance and the choices he has. Jake can't match him anywhere. The only question is how Joshua chooses to manage the rounds. 14 months out doesn't matter. Joshua's fundamentals don't fade. Jake is trapped in a situation he can't control and everyone sees it. That's why the panic started. Joshua can end this whenever he wants.
AJ should win whenever he wants to win. But will he want to win early? Will he want to get some rounds in, being inactive for 14 months to prepare him for 2026?
Everything points to the same reality. Joshua is on another level and Jake Paul is completely outmatched. Legends, analysts, even Jake's own brother have said it. Jake isn't ready for that size, power, or experience. The excuses, the drama, the panic, it all shows Jake knows he can't handle what's coming. Joshua trained with focus. Jake tried to run from the pressure. If Joshua wins, it's a brutal reminder of why heavyweight experience matters. If Jake shocks the world, it'll be one of the biggest upsets ever. But right now, he looks beaten mentally before the first bell. Who are you backing, Joshua, or do you believe Jake Paul can pull off the impossible? Share your thoughts below.